What were some of the things that you have seen parents or other students do to try to stand out? Hey, Ayesha,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for making some time. You like Empowerly so much that you joined the team.
Yes.
So I thought I'd just ask you a few open-ended questions
Okay.
and we'll pull little sound bites from what you say. So don't feel like, you have to be perfect or that it's like a live interview. There's no pressure.
Okay,
If
cool.
there's anything that you would like to repeat, or if you don't like how you said it, you could just stop, pause for 1 second, and just resume with that sentence.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, you ready?
Mhm.
All right. Who are you?
My name is Ayesha. I'm a sophomore at the University of Illinois, and I'm studying computer science and advertising.
What made you choose computer science and advertising?
Yeah, so throughout high school, through actually my Empowerly college counselor, I realized that I was super interested in computer science, business, and design. And I wanted to choose a college that allowed me to pursue all three of those passions. And I thought that this was an absolutely perfect program for that.
When you were preparing for getting into colleges, what were some of the things that you did?
Yeah, I think it was a very long process, of course. I went to a very competitive high school. So they started prepping us from the very beginning of when to schedule your tests, like what courses to take, what extracurriculars to be in. And I also spent a lot of time kind of learning how to write about myself and discover my passion because I think that's a super important part in the process.
Aisha, how have your family values impacted your view on college?
I think I really want to be at a school. I wanted to be at a bigger school where I felt that there was a sense of community and I could really be at home in college because I knew I would probably be far away from home, which I am in Illinois. I really wanted to choose a place where I could feel welcomed.
How have your parents supported you or influenced you, or maybe like discussions that you've had on education and your choices?
I think my parents were super influential in the whole process. They got me signed up with Empowerly in my sophomore year, which was great because I had a chance to really learn about my counselors and learn about myself as well. And I think they really pushed me to always do my best no matter what.
What was the one thing that made you guys decide that you needed to sign up with Empowerly?
We actually talked to a bunch of different college counselors, and there's so many different options out there. But I think we actually got to talk to Empowerly in person, and I got to meet a potential counselor, and I could really tell how much effort and thought that they were putting into the whole counselor matching process. And I felt it would be a really good fit for me as well.
What other programs or things were you guys looking at? Because Empowerly is not cheap, right? There's
Mhm.
lots of programs, there's lots of books, there's lots of YouTube videos, there's lots of advice from other parents and college counselors.
Yeah, I joined Empowerly in my sophomore year of high school. So that was a very long time ago now. And I think there are definitely so many more options out there now, but I can't remember any specific options that we were looking at. But I really like the personal fit of Empowerly, having someone who was personally there for me every single week, talking me through all the steps was really important.
Can you talk about what the stress is like when you are looking to get into a top-notch school?
Yeah, I think
Maybe a
there's so
specific
much pressure.
example, or something that people can feel what that's like, so they can resonate and empathize with you.
Yeah, I think it's an insane amount of pressure, especially I went to a very competitive high school in the Bay Area. Kind of everything you're doing in the back of your mind, you're thinking, how is this going to impact my college application? It's not something that you can ever get away from. And every single thing that happens to you, you're like, oh, could I use this in a college application? And that's kind of a very intense and scary mindset to have. I think it can be very overwhelming as well.
Can you recall one moment being at a competitive high school in the Bay Area that encapsulates the competitiveness and the pressure?
Seeing how my friends were talking sometimes, we would want something crazy or unfortunate to happen to us because it would be like a college admissions essay. And I think looking back on that, that's crazy, right? Because you don't want anything unpredictable to happen to you, but coming from such a privileged background. We just wanted to stand out in some way. At other schools, there are people who there are like very intense cheating scandals to get the top grades in the class, and all of the like documentaries. You've even seen people cheating their way on these standardized tests. And I think when college decisions started to come out too, the toxicity of the process kind of like revealed itself, how people were like talking about their own friends.
Could you talk about what your experience was like in Empowerly and just kind of guide us in a timeline way so we can experience the journey?
Yeah, so I started with Empowerly in my sophomore year. I worked with a freshman at MIT, and she really helped me discover my hobbies and my passions and kind of craft a story around my college application. So she had me writing like common application essays so I could learn how to write about myself and my achievements. And every week I would get homework to try a hackathon or like create a personal website. And she really, really helped me in my professional growth. And then as the process went on, you get to your junior year where it's all about standardized tests and keeping up your grades and taking APs. So I had a counselor help me choose when to sign up for all the tests, like what test prep places to choose. And then as you get into your senior year, it's all about the logistical aspects of like getting in all your applications on time, sending in test scores, all that stuff. And at the end, I ended up applying to about 30 schools with the help of Empowerly. And I am now going to the University of Illinois. So it all worked out.
Congratulations. So you've had the chance to interact with other students that are in the Empowerly program and getting coaching. What have you noticed about who they are? Or what is it that attracts these kinds of students and these kinds of parents?
Yeah, I think I currently work on the research team. So I get all kinds of students coming to me. And I think there is a conception that it's only the top students from all these high schools, but I get a lot of requests from students, honestly, around the world. We have students from Brazil and like all these different countries who have a lot of really important questions that they may not be getting from their schools about financial aid, about creating a college list. And it's people who sometimes don't really have an idea of how to get through this very overwhelming process.
Talk to me more about some of the most common questions that you get and how you provide a different solution.
Yeah.
Or even like what you do as part of research.
Yeah, so two of the biggest things that I get are creating a college list and coming up with summer programs. So when creating a college list, I think I have had so much experience with it that, and also like going through the process, I'm able to see what a lot of these students aren't able to see. I have interacted with students who have gone to these schools, so I can see what the student is looking for, and I can address their fit at all these schools beyond just if their test scores match up or not.
What advice would you give to parents and students that are considering Empowerly?
I think they should definitely do it. I think it is so helpful to have a person and a whole team behind you who are cheering for you every single step of the way. And I think that extra layer of support, even if your school has a great college counseling program, like even if your parents have been through the process, it's always so nice to have an extra level of support.